Long time no see. Long time no see. How is everyone in the chat, man? JDW. What's up, JDW? What up, Derek? Matthew, my number one hater, happens to be a supporter. Appreciate you for joining as well, 49ers fan. I don't know how y'all lost to Seattle, but feel free to let me know in the chat. Let me scroll up. Who else was in here? JT was in here first. Appreciate you for stopping by. MT Payne, Ravens fan. What's going on? Tino, what's up, Tino? What's going on, everybody? Long time no see. Yeah, Culture Shock stream, man. Yeah, I was in Hawaii, as you guys can tell from my recent tweets. I didn't post everything on Instagram. I'll post that later. Most of the pics and stuff that I got. I got a lot of pics, but I didn't get all of them sent to me. So hey, it is what it is. Who you got tonight? Patriots or Bills? I'm thinking the Patriots will win that, but hey, it is what it is. I think the Patriots should win that, even though due to the win and everything, but it is. I'm gonna root for the Patriots tonight. The Bills losing, they're pretty much on a slump anyway, so we will want them to lose. Yeah, Patriots. Ohio State shirt. Yeah, this is a shirt I got gifted. I got gifted an Ohio State shirt a while ago. Ready for some Colts convo? So am I, man. Y'all just gave the Eagles a third-round pick. We already knew that was going to happen when Carson Wentz came in. Carson Wentz has been playing some good football, so, I mean, they can have the pick, to be honest. I was supposed to be joined by Lucas. I don't know where he is right now. But if anybody wants to tap in and talk to Colts versus Texans, feel free to let me know. Let me see. Maybe he fell asleep. I don't know. He should be joining soon. What up, JT? How you doing? Oh, no, I didn't lose the bet with Derek. Nah. Michigan fans dancing, looking at your shirt? I bet. 31-0. Yeah, man. It was definitely a blowout. Let me pull up the stats, actually. I didn't even know they had an update on Streamlabs. My Razorbacks are playing Penn State. Nice. Here we go. All right, so start off. Total yards, almost 400. Almost 400 total yards is really good. Kenny Moore is a dog. He started off the game with a pick. Didn't see that coming. I mean, it is the Texans. Matthew, it's the Seahawks. How did y'all lose to the Seahawks? Y'all supposed to be so good. Y'all in playoff contentions. It's the end of the year. Russell Wilson pretty much stinks around this time in football. How did y'all lose to the Seahawks? Let's talk about that. Don't mention Deebo Samuel either. No excuses. No excuses. So, 389 yards total, 151 yards passing, 238 rushing yards. Shout out to Jonathan Taylor for keeping that streak alive, for getting touchdowns. We had 26 first downs. We were efficient on third down, which is another key thing. He said Jimmy G. Jimmy G just, yeah, man. Jimmy G, dog, he's that 50-50 guy. He's a 50-50 guy, man. It's unfortunate. 50-50, man. What up, Hugh? How you doing? So aren't the Texans to the Colts yet? What up, Eric? We need to get some rest before we face the Patriots. Hey, man, bye week. Everybody get some rest, man. Everybody get some rest. Jimmy G is kind of bad. But, yeah, we were efficient on third down against the Texans, which is a good momentum boost going into a very tough game after this bye week, which is New England, which is currently playing right now. We went 1-1 on fourth down. We had 70 plays. We only allowed one sack, which is a good thing, even though we did have a lot of penalties. That's a bad thing. The penalties is going to kill us. We gotta be more disciplined, especially playing a team like the Patriots in the future. We got to be more disciplined. But, hey, it is what it is. Trey going to throw 50 touchdowns next season. Hey, I like Trey. Man. I ain't going to lie. I do like Trey. Do we want the Pats or the Bills to win? I think we will want the Patriots to win because they already have the AFC South, the AFC clinched. So we want the Bills to lose because they pretty much are on the brink of, going on a decline. So if we can move anywhere, we will probably want the Bills to lose this. Let's go ahead and go to the chat. I see some questions popping in. Let's see here what y'all talking about. He said Reich is 3-0 out of the bye week. That's good to know. He said, did you know JT has more first down runs than 21 other teams in the league? Yeah, that's the crazy stat. It's a lot of crazy stats going on in the NFL right now. I see my guy Lucas just popped in. He's getting set up. Whenever you're ready, I'll drop you in here. Say about to be 4-0. Hey. Says J Chain was smashed to the Patriots defense. Hey, look. We know the Bills was good on defense before we played them. We gave the ball to JT and he did his thing. All we got to do is, get Jonathan Taylor involved and, good things will happen. JT said, let's go Ohio State. Derek, you got another Ohio State fan in here. I wore this shirt. Basically, this is a workout shirt. So don't think anything a lot about it. I still love LSU to the end of the day. I can go get my LSU merch right now if you want me to. He said, it's now a win or the season's over. Yeah, I know, right? He said, coming into this year, I wanted to at least beat Tom Brady or the Patriots. JDW, I didn't forget that dialogue he was talking about with the Cardinals a long time ago. And I said the Cardinals, with their paper roster, how nice they were going to look in the future. I said the Cardinals might be a good team. And look at them, man. They number one in the NFC right now. You still might think they frauds, but, hey, you could say Culture Shock was right. My favorite college team is LSU, man. It's LSU. Lucas has got me over here crying. He's over there setting up. I see you. What up, Miles? How you doing? Yeah, you said the Cardinals are bad. I remember. Yep, I called it. Thanks, man. That's all I wanted. Oh, yeah, the Steelers and Ravens game? Who else watched that, man? Who else watched the Steelers and Ravens game? That was crazy. Did y'all think the Ravens should have went for it, or do you think they should have went for the field goal? Let me know. Razorbacks? Alabama and Georgia game? Yeah. I kind of knew the Georgia. I kind of figured Georgia was going to lose, man. Bama's just too good. Even though they lost a wide receiver, it's going to be tough moving forward. Thought they were going 9-7-1 and missed the playoffs? He said, well, Tino said, I think we'll either beat or lose to either the Patriots or the Cardinals, Raiders, and Jags will be wins. Okay. Georgia got blown out. Yeah, they got destroyed in the second half. Right? It was a close one at first, but then at the end, it just, the Bama just rolled them up. Bama rolled them up, man. You think Andrew could have got that? Hey, what up, D-Pow? How you doing? Tapped in. Yes, sir. Jared Goff is a bust. Hey, the Lions got their first win. Who else watched that game with a touchdown? Amon St. Brown, that pick that they got off the draft this year, mossed them in the end zone, man. That was a good play. I'm so happy that Detroit won, man. They definitely needed that win. They definitely needed that win, dude. They had the best kicker in the league, and then they knocked out to take the XP. You're going up against the healthy Steelers defense on the second-yard line. Chances are slim. Yeah, I agree. You did. It was crazy. Yeah, it was. Jared Goff. Lucas, let me know when you're ready. Give me a thumbs up. All right. Lucas is in the building. What's up, man? How you doing?
You know what? I'm feeling good. We have absolutely smacked our least favorite AFC South team, so I'm feeling really good, man.
Nice table setup. Is that new?
No, I just got a tripod using some black from some Cyber Monday deals, and I was like, you know what? Might as well get it set up.
All right. Shout out to Lucas in his office. Appreciate you for stopping by, man. Go talk some Colts real quick, man. Definitely going to talk about this game. 31-0 blowout. Look, I was expecting a trap game. Not going to lie. I was expecting a trap game. I knew we would win, but I didn't think it was going to be of this nature. Shout out to Eric. Eric did mention that we were going to beat them by like 40. He was a little overboard, but it was 30 points. But it is what it is. Let's go to the chat real quick. He said, let's beat the Cardinals. He said, you'll be at the Cardinal game in Arizona. Merry Christmas for you. I'm more worried about Arizona. Yeah, I know, right? This dude is fancy. Yeah, tell me about it. Man, what do we have in that wine glass?
Yeah,
let's talk about it.
Stable on it, man.
Said, man, Colts are ready to go on a playoff run. Yeah, I know, right? They playing some good football right now. My prediction is 38-14. You'll be at the Jags game. Nice. You said one NBC commentator predicted the Colts to win 85-10. Hey, man. That would have been nice. Some people were disappointed. Some people expected us to put up more points. Let's go ahead and hop into Lucas. What did you think about the offensive showout against the Texans?
Ultimately, what I thought about the offense was it started off a little bit slow, not going to lie, but the Colts were just whittling down the Texans' energy on defense. They were just getting absolutely tired, and by the end of it, the ground game finally picked up. JT had some very, very impressive plays. Honestly, though, I thought that they should have leaned away from JT a little bit more in the fourth quarter when the game was completely out of hand. Should have gotten more honestly, we need some more Naeem Hines involved to kind of give some breather to JT. I mean, I love what JT's been able to do today so far this season, but got to give him some breathers. You don't want to overuse him. You want him to be plenty fresh. So Hines is a very talented playmaker. Let's get the ball to him a little bit more. And if it's garbage time, definitely incorporate some Arlen Mack if he's not a healthy scratch, or some Deion Jackson, as we saw.
Yeah, man, definitely. Shout out to Deion Jackson, man. We had a lot of rushing attempts. Jonathan Taylor, even though some people thought that Jonathan Taylor didn't get used like he was supposed to, he had 32 carries. He definitely probably could have had more yards, but, the run game, it is what it is at times. The offensive line, I think, did a better job today. Deion Jackson did get a touchdown at the end. What are your thoughts on how the offensive line played in that game?
The offensive line, look, it's a tale of two different kind of aspects. On the run game, they were a pretty solid unit throughout. The Texans were dropping a lot more 8 men in the box, but the Colts were able to adjust throughout the game, and it worked out pretty well. However, in the pass protection game, there were some rough patches, especially with Ryan Kelly missing. Danny Pinter filled in decently, but Kelly's absence was noted in the pass protection scheme, as well as Eric Fisher has just not been holding up on the blind side so far this season. It's been very rough for him so far. I know we've all been saying, like, hey, maybe once he gets back to 100% Achilles, and that might be even next year. But for this year, he hasn't been living up to the $8 million deal so far. So hopefully he can rebound towards the end of the season.
Yeah, I agree. I am currently not near the Colts. That is the future plan for me, to be closer to the Colts arena. That's in the future talks, though. But, hey, JDW mentioned Darius Leonard not being in the Defensive Player of the Year candidates. I'm pretty sure he is, but Michael Parsons is pretty much balling. He got more TV time, too, so I think that has something to do with it. But, I mean, at the end of the season, I'm definitely pretty sure they probably put him in the contentions. Season isn't over yet. Hey, if he has a good game on Christmas, I'm pretty sure you'll probably see him up there even more. He said Marcus is from Ohio. Stop trolling me. Not now. Let's go ahead and mention the defense. Speaking of Darius Leonard, what is your thoughts about how the Colts defense played, man, against the Texans?
The Colts defense was absolutely phenomenal throughout the game. They were game-wrecking. Kenny Moore, let's be honest, Colts fans, we need to put him in the Pro Bowl finally. I mean, I know there's a big fan vote aspect of it, and because he's a smaller school guy, didn't have much hype coming out, and he's just like a really big unknown to the national landscape. But he has been one of the greatest corners in the league over the past 4 years. No Pro Bowls, no All Pros, and he's performing at a very high level. So let's try and get him in. But beyond him, the Colts defense was absolutely swarming. The Texans offense had less yards than Jonathan Taylor did, their entire offense. And I saw an article from the Houston Chronicle. They were giving grades on every single position group. And along the offense, every single position group got an F minus, except for the wide receivers, which got an F. So Colts were absolutely shut down. Well-deserved victory on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, man. Appreciate the birthday wishes as well. Appreciate all of you. Yeah, JW, that was a crazy day when everyone was talking me Naeem Hines' dad. Funny times. Corey Willis is back. I think he did make a big boost of what we were missing in certain scenarios in that game. Even though it was the Texans, you can definitely see a little difference with him back there on the field. Eric said it will help the Titans collapse at the end of the season to win the AFC South. I agree. It's almost there, man. Well, fingers crossed. Matthew's still trolling, talking about Fred Warner's better than Darius Leonard. Right. Kenny got to go to the Pro Bowl. I agree. Yeah, he said you're funny. Thanks, Matthew. Happy late birthday. Yeah, Matthew's he's definitely a regular. I appreciate you. Warner is nice. You said he's the second best. Let me get your speaking of that. How do you think Kari Willis affected this game against the Texans? You think it would have been a different outcome if he didn't play?
If we're talking scoreboard wise, I think there would be a different outcome. Like, I don't know if we'd fully shut them out. He definitely played a big role in that. But I could see the Texans maybe scoring an extra field goal, maybe 2, if Kari Willis is not on the field there. Like, who knows? Maybe one of the receivers gets open deep down the field, or maybe one of the runs breaks out for a bigger gain, and that changes the Texans' ability to score a field goal, or maybe even get 1 touchdown. But for the entire game, though, yeah, Kari Willis alone wouldn't have made a big enough difference for the Texans to have a fighting chance in this game.
JT says Sendeja is elite. Yeah, right. No, I'm not. Naheem Hines' dad. I love to see us running with Pittman. Yeah, as long as we can get him involved like we're supposed to, I think we'll be fine. He has a bright future ahead as well. Another thing that we want to mention is Ashton Doolin stepping up in that role and getting some touchdowns. You know, at the beginning of the year when we seen him getting targeted and he wasn't catching the football, everybody was wondering, why are we trying to target Doolin? And now that you see that the players are involved and he's actually settled and comfortable and making these type of crazy catches, how do you feel as Doolin performed in the second half of the season?
Well, I always thought that Doolin was always the depth guy behind Paris Campbell, which is a very important role because, unfortunately, Paris Campbell has been very injury-prone so far this NFL career. But Doolin, he was kind of used in like a hybrid role with like a lot of motions and jet sweeps and like a lot of short passing, especially last year. We started to see a little bit of that, some wrinkles into that now, but now he's starting to get a bit more downfield looks, which is really, really interesting with his speed. So I'm excited for what Doolin can do. I've been underrating him a little bit before the season, but he's definitely taken the next step forward. I don't know if we're quite at that level where we say he's the future wide receiver 2 behind Pittman or anything, but he's showing that he can be a pretty solid depth wide receiver for this Colts, and he's definitely earned himself a bigger role going forward.
Definitely, man. Definitely. All our stats finally emerging. Leonard, Doolin, Pittman, Moore, JT. How do we not make the playoffs? Hey, man, it's going to be a tough because there's at least 12 teams above 500. So if we don't make the playoffs, it's definitely understandable because the AFC is wide open. There's a lot of good teams. If we were in the NFC, I'm pretty sure we'll be in the hunt or pretty much in the wild card at this point because I think there's only 7 to 8 teams that's above 500 in the NFC. But in the AFC, there's about 12. So it's pretty much a harder battle in the AFC to get there than the NFC.
Yeah, to that point, the NFC, the 6 and 7 Eagles are the 7 seed right now. And in the AFC, we have 1 6 and 7 team, and that's the Dolphins. They'd be the 13 seed. Like, that's how competitive the AFC is compared to the NFC right now in terms of the wild card race. There are a lot of teams that are technically still in it right now. I'd say there's maybe about 10 teams really who have a realistic shot at this point, but almost anything can happen. We still have a full month of football left to be played, so let's see who makes it in.
Yeah, fingers crossed that the Steelers and Bengals continue to, struggle. I don't know how the Steelers won that game, but I think the Ravens beat the Ravens in that game. It was a tough loss, but hey, it is what it is. We did need the Steelers to lose that game, but they wind up pulling it off. Crazy outcome. Speaking of pulling it off, T.Y. Hilton, he had a few catches in the Houston game, but, there's a lot of people talking about how he might be done after the season. How do you think T.Y. Hilton performed against the Texans? You think he could have actually scored, or do you think he did just about enough?
Well, when the offense is only throwing 22 times in a game, there's not going to be really a great wide receiver performance unless he gets like a really big deep ball. So for when he was targeted, T.Y. had a solid game. Like, it wasn't game-breaking like we are used to seeing him against the Texans, but he did what he had to do in the role that he was asked in this game. In terms of going forward next year, this is a one-year deal. He's been a fan favorite, of course, for many, many years. Absolute essential veteran presence in the locker room and for this very young Colts wide receiver core. And we do need a legit deep threat to really complete this wide receiver core. And unfortunately, though, injuries have been piling up in recent years for T.Y. Hilton. He still has that speed, but he just hasn't been given the opportunity to be utilized that way in recent years, with Jacoby Brissett in 2019 not throwing the deep ball very often, Philip Rivers being a more dink and dunk kind of quarterback in 2020, and then the injury in 2021, not being able to be with Carson Wentz for basically the entire year. So I'd say it's too early to rule out like T.Y. Hilton having a comeback season, but that's probably going to be in 2022, if anything. And if it does, I don't know if it's going to be with the Colts. I mean, I really hope he bounces back, but he's going to have a cheaper deal to come back to the Colts. Not vet minimum, but definitely not what he was earning this past season. So hopefully for the best, he can bounce back and be a phenomenal target for Carson Wentz in the short term.
I think Rivers is both. I don't think he has a personal favorite. Joe asked, who would you rather keep, Mark Lewinsky or Chris Reed?
Ooh. Honestly, I'd probably say Chris Reed.
Yeah,
I
same
love
here.
Glow, but Glow's always been a little bit limited in like the weak link in terms of pass protection. And both of them have been phenomenal in the run game. But Reed's been a little bit better in pass protection, so I'd give him the edge.
Yeah, I agree. Now that we mentioned T.Y. Hilton might be done after this season, where do you think we should go for this wide receiver department? Now, we all know Chris Ballard probably isn't making a free agent move. But if he was, who would you want to go acquire out of free agency, even if you write an article about it later? I'm sorry. But I'm pretty sure we'll probably get somebody out the draft, but who would you want?
Amongst the free agents, there's a few really big names out there who we're probably not going to get. I mean, maybe you go take a run at Allen Robinson since he's had a very disappointing year. But I think he's going to get a very big contract coming out. Godwin is an interesting move because he provides a lot of what the Colts are kind of missing right now. I really like Gallup as a strong wide receiver too. And personally, that would be my favorite. But I could see that being like one of our top draft needs more than free agent needs. But honestly, why not address it with both, you know?
Yeah, I agree. A question I would ask you that most people probably forgotten about is Mike Strachan. I think Mike Strachan might get promoted next year and he actually gets that chance. Do you think he would actually emerge and be a decent target if he gets that chance to step into that role next season?
I mean, physically, Mike Strachan has everything that you want in a wide receiver. The only issue is the level of play that he had in college and the rawness because he didn't play last year. So there's the hope that maybe him or Patman can develop into this next great Colts wide receiver. But again, they're projects right now. I think he'll definitely have a bigger role next year. It's just unclear how much he'll get past the damn, my voice is going. It's unclear how much he'll get past like the end of the roster.
Yeah, everybody's in here trolling, talking about Ebron, and I see who was that? Dante Moncrief. Like, come on, man, stop it. I seen Desir got a punch-out fumble the other night. I was like, well, he's not a Colt anymore, so I don't really care. But hey, it is what it is.
I
But
talk about great
Ebron
wide
blows.
receivers, not bring up Levon Brazil and Rick Rogers. Come on, guys.
The Chester Rogers.
Griff Whalen.
Yeah, like, oh god, Griff Whalen. I remember that guy.
Valero.
Yeah, it should be a bright future. It's gonna be a bye week. It's gonna be a very long week for us to relax. What is your plans to do this whole week?
Ooh. Honestly, pump out some more articles. Enjoy just relaxing because the Colts need to have this bye. I mean, we haven't been injured in terms of absences, but we have a lot of guys who are playing through injury. We need to get healthier, make that stretch run, and try and win some really, really important games against some pretty tough opponents.
Yeah. Chester Rogers plays for Tennessee. You don't remember he scored that touchdown against us on the first meeting? JT?
I remember it.
Yeah, I remember it too.
Did the TY.
Yep, he did the T.
I see him.
Did the TY celebration. You watching football root for teams to lose? Yeah, I'm about to definitely go watch football, but I just wanted to catch up with you guys. If you guys have any more questions before I get up out of here, feel free to let me know. Right now, I just wanted to do a recap about the game real quick. I wanted to do a live too because I haven't live streamed in a while. So I need to do some more live streams this week. So most of my videos that you usually see this week probably won't happen. I'll probably be live a little bit more this week, so you guys stay tuned for that. I will definitely post it before I go live. If Lucas is available, I'll get him to join as well. But yeah, let them know where they can find you, Lucas.
All right, guys, you can find me on Instagram at RobinsLucas. You can find me on Reddit now on the Indie Italian Stallion. Got some viral Reddit posts on that one that's been making the rounds there. And you can also find me on thebluestable.com. Got my mug as well for them. It's a phenomenal site with a lot of really, really fun writers. We're pumping out some really good content, and hopefully you guys can give it a watch.
All right, so if you want to follow the wine drinker and the nice table in the office, you know, he just dropped all the links. Feel free to check him out there. Like I said, later on this week, I definitely will go live again this week. So you guys just stay tuned for that. So regular content won't probably go until maybe next week when we play the Patriots. I'll be going live again that week as well. But I'll be doing some more live streams this week because I got to catch up on live streams. But appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to let me know right now. One more question. Just drop it in the chat. No trolling purposes, please. I'm kind of not in the mood to be trolled. What up, Nomadic Brian? I forgot to shout you out, man. The one receiver from the Cowboys is Gallup that he mentioned earlier. Who's that asked? Jonathan. Michael Gallup is pretty much taking over. Yeah, it is a good Monday. You guys relax the rest of this Monday. You guys go ahead and chill out. Yeah, Michael Gallup. I need to post on TikTok, too. If you haven't followed me on TikTok, feel free to do so. What up, Abcool? You got to the end of the stream, man. End of the stream. I did about 30 minutes.
Like, guys, I can't recommend this enough. Get onto his TikTok. He has some amazing dance moves. A lot of Colts-themed content. It's a great watch.
Dance moves. Amazing. Both of those in the same sentence. I feel like you're trolling me.
Am I, though? Maybe I'm just giving you a genuine compliment. I think you've had so much trolling in your life that you don't recognize the genuineness from my heart right now, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know what's a compliment anymore. I just been being trolled so much. I don't know anymore, man. What up, Ed? How you doing, man? Oh, Lord. Here he go. He started to go crazy. TikTok, rock.
At least he ain't hitting the Corvette. He ain't no Juju.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know how they won that game. Right. I can tell you how they won. Like, right after Lamar threw that pick to Minka in the back of the end zone when they could have just took the 3 because he could have threw it out of bounds, I had a feeling that the Ravens was going to sell that game. It makes you think, how did we lose?
Sometimes you grasp the loss from the jaws of victory, you know?
Shout out to DJ Abcool for the $2 donation, bro. Appreciate you so much. Felt bad for the Texans. We all let our anger out on it. I agree. I appreciate that so much, man. Your dad's after we beat the Bills? Yeah, man. JDW, I bet not see your TikTok doing this TikTok. I know this sound. I appreciate that, man. That $2 donation, man. That's like a birthday gift for me. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. But yeah, I'm about to get up out of here though. It's been 30 minutes. That's a good little 30-minute stream. It's me. It's Marcus. This is Lucas. Appreciate the $2 donation. Till next time, you've been Culture Shock.